Hello, class. This is your instructor, AJ, with Marketing 113. Now, each week, I will either come to you via video or a written response as we wrap up the week. And a wrap up for me is kind of my closing thoughts on the subject matter. And speaking of, since we're at the end of week 2, what we covered this week was a SWOT analysis. Of course, you had the SWOT assignment where you had to identify your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay? Strengths and weaknesses are something that's internal inside of the company, things that you can actually control, or at least try to have some control over. In marketing and in business, they call that controllable forces. Uncontrollable forces are things outside of your company, such as opportunities or threats. A strength could be your all-natural, for this particular assignment, your all-natural brand with natural organic ingredients. A weakness could be, and a lot of you guys cited this, the price point, but it's so high. You know what I mean? So it's 10%, at least 10% higher than the average pet food brand on the market. So that's a weakness because you feel because it's higher and because the cost of producing it is so much higher, because everything is all natural and organic, people might not buy it. Consumers might not buy it. And the opportunities, if you look at the external portion of the SWOT analysis, what are your opportunities? Well, and I mentioned this on the board, you might look at the fact that a 10% higher price point for your all-natural pet food brand is a weakness. But guess what? It might be an opportunity for you to market it in a way where you show that there is added value to the consumer, right? And there might not be a dominant competitor in that space. So you might be able to simultaneously turn that weakness, mitigate that weakness, that's called getting rid of that weakness or lessening that weakness, into an opportunity because there's no major competitor in the marketplace for you to sell your brand as an added value luxury brand that does what? Bring healthier pets to bring health to the pets to the pet owners who give it to their pets to eat. Now, also then the other external portion of that are the threats. So what is a threat? Okay, over here I said there might not be a major competitor. But over here, under threats, there still might be competitors. So what you have to do, which could be a threat to you actually being successful in selling your brand, is figure out how to leverage your marketing and also leverage your strengths and mitigate your weaknesses, take advantage of opportunities, and not be affected by threats. And if you are threatened by something, figure out how you can even mitigate your threats. Internal, strengths, weaknesses. External, opportunities, threats. Now, I know that what I'm giving you is kind of a reiteration of what you've been talking about on the boards, but I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts as a marketer and as a business person. I'm always performing a SWOT analysis. And to be quite frank with you, sometimes the SWOT analysis will let me know, or it will actually influence my decision on whether or not I should move forward in terms of producing a product, marketing a product, or just completely abandoning the project altogether. Well, got to say, you don't have that option here, but you do have an option to look at what's on the board and know that your product is a special product. It's all natural, organic, and you can add value to the lives of consumers. Now, one last thing. I noticed that some of you actually spoke about the FDA being a threat. How they can say, well, an ingredient in your all-natural brand might be outlawed, so you might stop production because you can no longer produce your product. In the real world, that's true. But in this scenario, in this project, everything is okay. The only thing that you're handling is the marketing, okay? And you're going to have to figure that out. Now, fast forward to next week, week 3. We are focusing on, for the assignment, determining who our targets are going to be. Our targeted consumer. We're going to deal with a theory called segmentation. I would tell you about it, but I'm going to let you figure out what it is for yourself coming in week 3. But do know this: you will have a special tool to use to kind of isolate the different demographics, the different age groups, to see which age group that you would like to target. And until then, I really, really appreciate you in week 2, and keep up the fantastic work.